shut up! Shut up! No, shut up, man! You are a redneck! You got a redneck truck! Get a GPS in this thing! Here, dump! Give my bags! Give my bags! And you shine my shoes if I want you to!
You know, I think I did a good thing. I helped Archer get her groove back, and now she's back to normal.
He's fat!
I think she'll be doing just fine. In fact, I had so much fun last video that I think I'm gonna continue this. We're gonna look at some more ABC shows. I thought that I should pick up on the stuff that I left out in the last video. But first, I think I need to get some breakfast. After the big game, we went out and partied. It was a lot. I'm gonna get myself some Milo. You want one? Yeah, I'll make you a cup. Yeah, you like that? Good, isn't it? See, most people just chuck in 6 scoops of the Milo and just a splash of milk. But I think I perfected the perfect cup of Milo. See, I don't use regular milk. I use this coconut milk blend. You could also put in a bit of coconut water, then full cream milk to kind of do a half and half. Comes out really creamy. And yes, I understand the meme of overloading the glass with the Milo, but all you need is 2, maybe 3 scoops. I also added a bit of this PCP. PCP. PCP.
A bit of this PCP. People fear what they don't understand. I only wanted to in the trash. I only wanted to make people out. I am not rubbish. But they couldn't see past the superficial. And they throw out what they don't understand. I will miss the fish. I'm coming for you. I have no face, but I must teach. Fat fuck. And they will learn. Tuesday Barber Night.
They call these things backsacks. Can you fucking believe that? Backsacks.
Oh, stop it! What?
Sacos traseros.
In the last video I mentioned broadcasting rights. Well, I forgot to mention that the ABC also had PBS programs. Shows like Cyber Chase, Arthur, and Sesame Street. But what if I told you we had our own Sesame Street? A Sesame Street that's fresh out of art school, filled with sentient plants, a hipster retelling of the 3 Little Pigs, and an elevator run by the dumbest AI system known to man.
What? Are you sure? I don't recognize you.
They're costumes, Lotus, for a fancy dress party.
Fancy dress? Fancy dress? But those aren't dresses. Dresses are frocks, gowns, robes.
Lotus!
Well, this show is called Liftoff, about an apartment complex and the residents who live there, and a strange collection of characters. Characters which include talking backsacks. Yes, they're called backsacks. And they always complain, which, fair enough. If you have kids shoving random stuff into your head, you'd have something to complain about too.
Oh, smelly you are.
Hey, dude, help it I can't. A dirty doll I was carrying, Mom.
Just like our stuff as it is. Always something horrible they're putting in us.
Like stinky.
We attracting you know what? Ass!
An AI-driven elevator called Lotus, who somehow sends people back in time, or into different foyers, or a faceless baby doll named EC that could move. Jesus Christ, it's terrifying. EC standing for Elizabeth Charlie, because the kids didn't know what to name him. Later on, they named him Every Child for that extra artsy cred. Man, I don't care if you call him Extra Cheese. For all you know, He could be called Evil Child. I'd believe that. Look at him. There's also Mr. Fish. Now he's the apartment caretaker, and he is a crabby old bastard, making up random rules and stuff that you can't do, and mostly yelling at kids for playing in the foyer. These kids aren't playing in the foyer, they live here. They're just going to their apartment. If Mr. Fish decided to yell at my kids, I'd have a little bit more than just words with him.
Stop it! Stop it! Can't you two see? No music.
You're like, get out of here, you fat bitch!
In fact, I'll just walk up to and... Hold on, what? Whatever, moving on. Liftoff also has a side series called Wackadoo, about the big bad wolf running a beatnik cafe with the 3 little pigs. It's kind of like a child-friendly Cheers, with a lot of style. See, I tout this as Sesame Street's art school cousin. Like, they both graduated art school, but Sesame Street was just working with the bare minimum, which is all you really need. But Liftoff over here wants to be all special and cool and trendy. Liftoff also has animated segments, where you either get a story or just kids talking about stuff. Like what would you consider rubbish? But this story about this little alien helping a little boy ends kind of strangely. See, this little boy finds a little alien in a bottle and decides to let it free. But this alien starts helping him with everything. And he soon realizes that this alien will help him with literally everything. Feeds him and puts clothes on him, which he doesn't need because he can do that himself. So he decides to trap the alien in the bottle again and sends him next door to his neighbor, who's this old lady that has a beat up house and can barely walk. So the alien helps the little old lady, and the boy looks at the camera like he pulled off a prank or something. I guess the moral of the story is, if you're getting help and you don't need the help, maybe send them to someone who does. But the execution is all muddled up. Anyway, this is a really interesting TV show, and I think you should go check it out. It's all on you. Hold on, I have to pay attention to this. What? Who is this lizard? And why is he filming everything? Okay, so this is Rocky. Rocky is a frill-neck lizard that likes to record things, gathering information, and bringing that information back to his den to show the rest of the lizards.
The 2-footers are plotting an invasion against lizardom. They are intending to approach disguised as an oriental lizard.
Oh, Grandpa, you can't call them that anymore. Actually, now that you think of it, Uncle Robbo was right. Lizard people are spying on us. I have to go tell people. What was that? Hey, what are you doing in here? Hey, now get your hands off me. Ah, yes, you know your judo well. Lizards are spying on people. Lizards are spying on people. So I woke up in the sewer. Not the worst place I've woken up in, but here I am, which is the perfect place to talk about our next entry.
The Ferals have gone underground. Look what they have found. The cable to a TV station. Now there's stars across the nation. As right as the rat and Modigliana the cat. They discover fame and fortune and they never go back. But Darren the dog and that rabbit Nixie running riot as they televise Feral TV. The pirate TV channel got a seat of the feed. Welcome to the world of Feral TV.
Feral TV, a spin-off of The Ferals. But this go-around, they're in charge of a pirate TV station. Or so they thought. Whenever you start the conversation of The Ferals, most people will automatically go to this one instead of the original, which is actually understandable, considering that these episodes run for 5 minutes apiece. The ABC would put them in between other shows as like interstitials, which means that it's easier to rerun, which leads to more exposure. The ABC also showed a lot of shorter programs, which I'll cover in a minute. So a show about running a TV channel opens up to a lot of parody. Parodies which include hee-haw, bizarre retellings of fairy tales.
Let's kick some bottom!
Robolox was a cybernetic robot from the future. He was sent on a mission to destroy all porridge and make the future safe for sugar-coated cereals. But first he had to smash some stuff.
Out of my way, Papa Bear's chair! Mother Bear's chair! Do it now, Julio.
And the dating show. They even did a Power Rangers parody called the Mighty Dorky Power Whingers. This episode, their boss, Carrie, told them to figure out a TV show so they can sell colored lampshades, ending with a pretty fun reference.
You won't need these anymore. The show's been cancelled.
Cancelled? Yeah, we sold all the lampshades, including these.
But you did such a good job, I've got something else for you to sell. Bananas.
Bananas?
Yeah.
But bananas would be easy to sell. Everybody eats bananas.
And pajamas.
Bananas and pajamas?
What do you mean? What?
Forget it, Tade.
What?
There's not a TV show in the world that could sell that stuff.
Oh, and get this. See that purple bat? Her name is Barry, and she's a reused puppet from the original pilot of The Ferals, which is actually pretty cool. And, oh, God! What is with Australia and their obsession with creepy puppets? Especially this baby! Again, I can't help but feel excited whenever I look into The Ferals. See, growing up, I thought it was just The Ferals and Ferals TV. Then I see a bunch of behind-the-scenes footage, then the other shows where they have guest appearances and interviews. In the last video, I forgot to mention ACME. That's the Australian Centre for the Moving Image at Federation Square in Melbourne. It's a museum for film and TV. And for a while, they had the Mixie and Modigliana puppets on display. So if you're ever thinking about going to Melbourne, I'd say give that a try. It's pretty interesting. The ABC had their New Year's celebration. What they usually do is have like a smaller celebration that lasts until 9 o'clock for the kids. Well, in 2023, guess who made a surprise appearance?
Me, you're the one making all the noise, sewer snout.
As if. Haven't you ever heard the expression, as quiet as a mouse?
I thought you were a rat, Rabbit. Oh!
Look at them. They look... Oh, Radis. You look different. See, this is what happens when you have a life of partying. But it looks like he got his life back together. Which, you know, good for him. I also just found out there was an episode of The Ferals where Radis eats a bomb and he literally has to poo it out. That was an award-winning episode.
Oh, come on, Rabbit, do a big poo and get the bomb out.
I'm trying, okay?
I mean... Go off, champ. You know what, I might as well make an individual video about The Ferals anyway. If you want to hear about that, sound off in the comments. This next entry is just a little bit of a fun story, but another short 5-minute show. It's called The Funny Bone. It's just about two skeletons who live together and do skeleton things with their skeleton dog. Nothing too much to write home about, but it's cozy. See, a funny thing happened to me when I went to Target with my dad. I was waiting on him to check out, and I saw a reprinting of one of the Funny Bones books. I picked it up and, you know, thumbed through it, thought it was pretty cool. 2 months later, I went to my dad's house for dinner, and you know, I was hanging out with my niece as she showed me a bunch of her school stuff, and I saw in her book bag the Funny Bones book. My brother walked up and was like, hey, remember this? I'm like, yeah, I saw that in Target. It's just one of those funny things the universe hands you. The theme song's pretty tight, though.
This is how the story begins. In a dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there were dark, dark stairs. Down the dark, dark stairs, there was a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived. There was a big skeleton, a little skeleton, and a dog skeleton. Woof!
This will lead us into my next segment, shows based off literary classics. ABC likes to showcase... While recording this, I haven't noticed how many times I've said show. I need to increase my vocabulary. Anyway, ABC likes to showcase shows based off a book series. We already went through Round of Twist. We also got Spot, Animorphs, Paddington Bear. They also have a show that heavily references literary classics, called The Baskervilles. This show, I should really put up a counter, is about a picture-perfect nuclear family, fresh from the Brady Bunch, going on vacation at a spooky amusement park, where everything's reversed. Good is bad and bad is good. Secretly, this is a social experiment run by the boss to see if the nicest family could break bad. They go all out. The paid actors are all universal monsters. Your regular commute to work is a smash-up derby. Your house has a personal poltergeist in it, acting like a butler. They even have a pet Cerberus. That's right, the Hound of the Baskervilles. And some of these episodes are pretty funny. The oldest son, Darren, yes, another Darren, he ends up being that world's bad boy. He also gets himself a bad girlfriend as well. But in that universe, their version of bad is having tea parties and playing with dolls. I mention this because one episode, Brian the dad, he volunteers to become the school's PE teacher, and he teaches them how to play cricket. They're having a polite game where they're clapping and showing good sportsmanship, which sends the boss up the wall, especially when the rest of the school faculty and the parents are all aboard and are actually encouraging this. Or another episode where a movie director wanted to make a documentary on the Baskervilles, and the youngest daughter went on a date with a boy to go see a scary movie, and it turned out to be her family on the big screen. I have a fond memory of this episode because when I watched it in the lounge room, my brother walked in at the perfect time. Basically, the movie had a scene where they were playing Go Fish. Everyone placed down their playing card and turned to the camera with these wide smiles, kind of looking deranged. Then it cuts to the audience just screaming their heads off in fear. My brother and I don't watch much stuff together, but my brother just busted a gut. And for the rest of the week, we just referenced that scene. I couldn't find the footage. It was pretty hard to look for it. Hell, it took me 5 years alone to remember the name of the show, let alone episodes. I only managed to find like 5 of them in English, and the other episodes were just the same episodes in German and French. I could barely talk English, let alone understand a different language.
You're not bilingual?
Huh?
You're not bilingual?
There's a lot of bi things I am, but lingual's not one of them.
But whatever, I got what I can find. And what I found was a VCR recording with commercials, including this strange potato and gravy commercial.
Introducing Lipton Sidekicks mashed potatoes.
Yeah, just a little to the,
Lipton is the only mashed potato with OXO gravy.
Look, it might be a hard thing to find, but I suggest you go look for it. It's pretty entertaining. Our next literary classic turned cartoon comes to us from the 1930s, about a mischievous koala and his group of bush friends, The Adventures of Blinky Bill. Okay, this one's actually pretty interesting. It didn't start off with a cartoon. It started off as a picture book series, then a live-action puppet show, then it turned into an animated movie, and then the cartoon that I'm about to talk about, which was a continuation from the movie. See, it was an environmentalist movie about the follies of man, their love for deforestation. The cartoon picked up where the movie left off, with the town all demolished, and the residents there having to rebuild from the rubble. The first season was mostly Blinky Bill and his friends hanging around their hometown as everyone rebuilds. Then after that, he explores the quote-unquote human world, gets himself lost and has to go home. Then for some reason he goes around the world. That's a lot of traveling for a koala. Most of the time they just hang out in trees and eat marijuana.
I never have ever eaten marijuana!
This ran for over 10 years, spanning from 1993 to 2004. And then after another 10 years, Flying Bark Productions, Studio 100 and Studio Canal brought us the CGI animated film Blinky Bill the Movie, which led to its own TV show. Australia Post has an on and off promotion where they sell Blinky Bill plushies and books. Blinky has a group of friends. Nutsy, who's his adopted sister. Flap the Platypus, who has that classic duck-bill lisp most cartoons have. Splodge the Kangaroo, which is a very strange name for a kangaroo. Sounds like a technical term for a paint sample. And Marcy the Marsupial, who was short and angry. Come to think of it, why are short people so angry? I'm short and I get stroppy sometimes too. We're kind of like chihuahuas. Occasionally they hang out with Shifty Dingo, who is an alright kid, but he hasn't been influenced by his bogan-ass family yet. There's also Wombo.
Don't call me Wombo.
I mean Mr. Wombat. He acts as Blinky's surrogate father figure, and he tries to give him guidance. And this is just a fraction of the cast. It really feels like a lived-in small town in the bush. By the way, have a listen to this corker of a line.
Sad and low.
Yes, low. Lower than a snake's belly button. Oh, I resent that slur.
Yeah, shame on you, Blinky. Don't be such an asp.
If you can, I suggest you go look for it. It's a very cozy show. Our next two entries are kind of out of left field. I don't know how to explain it or put it in a category because they're both just a single show from two separate channels that the ABC don't really get anything from. MTV's Daria and the Disney Channel's Lizzie McGuire. Disney is usually shown on Channel 7 and I think MTV was mostly on Channel 10. But again, this is like 20 to 30 years ago, so I don't know. They usually say the first thing that goes when you get old is your memory.
You can rewind this video, but you cannot rewind time. Turn back. Turn back.
You know, I feel like listening to ELO's Fire on High for some reason. I'm just gonna quickly run down Daria and get down to the sentimental stuff real quick. Daria is a spin-off of the show Beavis and Butthead, and it follows the titular character, Daria Morgendorffer, and her family moving to a town called Lawndale. This was my first cartoon, delving into more teenage situations. Sure, we had The Simpsons on Channel 10, but that's more adult situations. But I don't know, to me, I felt a little bit more grown up watching Daria than I did The Simpsons. Maybe because it deals with more realistic scenarios. My brother and I really like the history teacher, Mr. DiMartino. He's always on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and his eye keeps bulging out, and it's hilarious. This show covers all of the common high school experiences. Homecoming, pushy teachers, and hoping that former high school jock that's still stuck in high school would drop dead, and ending up dropping dead. What, that never happened to you? Weird. Next up is Lizzie McGuire. This is about a high school student who has an inner monologue, which is a cartoon version of herself. This is just one of those garden variety Disney Channel sitcoms about teenagers. But I just watched it because nothing else was on, and I liked it. It's funny because my brother once walked in on me watching it, and it's like, haha, you like Lizzie McGuire, and implying that I had a crush on her or something. Retrospectively, yeah, what if I did? Hilary Duff was cute and was my age at the time, so why not? And Come Clean was a pretty banging hit.
You kissed a girl! That is so gay!
Okay, this last bit I'm just gonna speed through. and it's just a list of Nickelodeon shows that ABC would put on. Most of them were from Klasby Shupo, or however you pronounce that name. The one with the creepy ID bumper, although I never thought of it as creepy, but a lot of people do for some reason. I even liked Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Anyway, we had Rugrats, Angry Beavers, Rocko's Modern Life, Jimmy Neutron, Wild Thornberries, Cat Dog
cunt! Woo!
There's so many other shows that I want to talk about, but my mouth is a bit dry. Ah, check it out. Leftover Milo. Oh, wait. Fuku, send for help. Fly, you son of a bitch.
You actually thought I was done? I haven't finished with you yet. We have plenty of games to play. Games like Simon and looking at pictures through like a 20-cent coin piece. Throwing stuff in giant bags. Look, I've been doing this for like millennia. Alright, I don't need the attitude. If you have a better idea, I'd like to hear it. Touching food? What touching food? Fine, we'll do that, alright? And we're gonna be calling it EC Plays Liftoff. Yes, I'm naming it after me. Who else am I gonna name it after? Your ex-wife Carol? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kevin would like to hear about that. Oh great, now he's crying. Look, you go take 5 and I'll go possess that fatty Mr. Fish.
EC Plays Liftoff is what I can best describe as Late Night with the Devil, but framed as an Australian kids show, where this evil faceless baby doll possesses Mr. Fish into being a fun and wacky game show host, forced to entertain kids for millennia. So the concept of this game show is 3 kids have a placemat, and they have to answer questions or play games to receive puzzle pieces. And the first team to completely cover their board wins. It's kind of like reverse Tetris, with a spinning wheel. Mr. Fish is played by Mark Mitchell, who also played Mr. Gribble from Round the Twist, and Chief Quimby from the second Inspector Gadget movie. The show starts with Mr. Fish being a crabby bastard like always, shouting at kids for playing in the foyer, until it zooms out and, oh Jesus Christ! I mean, EC. And EC just sprays him with glitter dust or something, I don't know, which sends him into an LSD trip out. And now Mr. Fish is hosting this children's game show, entertaining these dead-eyed husks of children as they all chant and scream. All the games are named after characters from Liftoff. You have Beverly, which is a spot the image game, where the viewfinder is the size of a 20-cent piece, which represents her eyeball. Or Backsacks, where the key of this game is you're given pictures and a letter. What you have to do is spot the odd one out that doesn't represent that letter. Then run over to the Backsacks and throw all the items into their mouths until you have the odd one out and you give it to Mr. Fish. Or Lotus, which is basically Simon, but with an elevator. So get this, there was a part of the episode where the wheel lands on a space that says Fish. Then Mr. Fish starts to break from EC's influence. So he's back to being a bitter, fat old man, shouting at kids and taking away their patches. So now these demonic hellspawn start chanting for their god, EC.
What?
And then EC starts to crop dust Mr. Fish with confetti, and Mr. Fish reverts back to being a drooling idiot. See, I have a theory about this show. My theory is Mr. Fish died from a brain aneurysm after screaming at a kid for the last time. So now EC is there as his personal demon in his personal hell, forced to entertain these dead-eyed children as they chant, scream, and dance like mindless zombies. Why else would EC have a space for Mr. Fish? So he could revert back to his normal self for a brief second before he gets put back under. EC has it there so he could show Mr. Fish who's in charge. He has that brief second of control to realize where he is and why he's here. This is Mr. Fish's personal hell, where he's forced to entertain faceless children in a game show where no one wins and no one loses, and all the prizes are generic, nothing trinkets, no names, no branding, just a sailboat made out of generic plastic bricks, almost like a dream world where you cannot read the pages of a book. This isn't cat heaven, this is rat hell. Damn you, EC. Damn you!